The pain hit me early Friday morning, sudden and sharp, deep in my right side like a knife twisting inside. By noon, even small movements hurt. By afternoon, standing upright felt impossible. By evening, I was curled up in the emergency room, drenched in sweat, clutching my stomach as a nurse tried to check my blood pressure. The doctor walked in, serious but calm. "Appendicitis," he said. "It's inflamed. We need to operate tonight." "How serious?" I asked, my voice shaking. "Very. If it ruptures, you could develop sepsis. Life-threatening. We have to go now." I nodded and grabbed my phone. First, I called my sister Diane. Straight to voicemail. "I'm at Memorial Hospital," I said, forcing calm. "Emergency appendectomy. They're taking me to surgery soon. Please come and call Marcus for me." Next, my brother. No answer. Same voicemail. Finally, Dad. He picked up after 2 rings, his voice rushed. "Dad, I'm at the hospital," I said. "They're taking me into surgery. Appendicitis. It's serious." "Oh," he said lightly. "Well, Diane's having her yacht party tonight. We're all getting ready." "I'm having surgery, Dad," I said, stunned. Right, he murmured. "You'll be fine. Diane spent months planning this. I'll call you tomorrow." And he hung up. A nurse returned with paperwork. "Any family coming?" she asked gently. "No," I said, my throat tight. "They have a party." She gave me a sympathetic look. "You'll be okay. We'll take good care of you." I went into surgery alone. Woke up alone. Friday night blurred into a haze of groggy pain and despair, pressing the morphine button every 10 minutes, trying not to cry. Saturday morning, nurses changed my checked my vitals, and brought a breakfast that tasted like cardboard. No visitors. Saturday afternoon slipped by in a haze of sleep, dull pain, and muted TV reruns. Still no one. When evening came, a new nurse asked softly, "Anyone coming to see you?" "My family's busy," I said quietly. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "You're recovering well, though. Hang in there." I slept through the night, waking Sunday morning sore and weak. The incision ached with every movement. Still no calls, no messages, no flowers. The hospital had contacted my emergency numbers after surgery. Someone had been told I was there, but no one came. By Sunday afternoon, I finally checked my phone. 73 missed calls. 42 texts. Mostly from Saturday. From Dad, Diane, Marcus, their spouses, repeated messages asking the same thing. "Call me. Urgent. Where are you?" Then I saw a text from Dad since Saturday afternoon. "Where are the monthly payments? The trust distribution didn't come through. Call immediately." Not. "Are you okay?" Not. "How's your recovery?" Just money. I opened Instagram, something I rarely did. Diane's feed was full of glossy photos from the yacht party. 30 people in white clothes laughing, drinking champagne under harbor lights. Caption: "Celebrating life and family. Best night ever." Posted at 8 p.m. Exactly when I was on the operating table. More photos at 9 and 10 p.m. Everyone smiling while I lay alone, pressing the morphine button. 40 years old. Unmarried. Childless. Successful in finance. I'd spent my career building a solid life and a reputation for prudence. When Grandma passed, she left me trustee of the family trust. $2 million distributed monthly among family members. I took it seriously. Dad received $3,000 a month, Diane $4,000, Marcus $3,500. Smaller sums went to cousins. $10,500 a month. $126,000 a year. Over 10 years, more than $1.2 million. And yet, the people I'd supported couldn't even check on me when I nearly died. They were too busy celebrating on a yacht, likely at a cost of $15,000, money from the trust one managed. I picked up the phone and called the trust attorney, Lawrence Mitchell. He answered on the second ring. "Victoria, how are you?" he asked. "I'm in the hospital," I said flatly. "Emergency surgery. I need you to do something for me." "Of course," he said professionally. "What do you need?" "I need the trust restructured immediately." "What kind of restructuring?" "Stop all monthly distributions. Everyone. Effective immediately." There was a pause. "Victoria, that's a major change. The beneficiaries depend on those funds. They didn't visit me in the hospital." They went to a yacht party while I was in surgery. They called 73 times only about money, not about my health. I see, he said quietly. As trustee, you have discretion. You'll need to document your reasons, create a paper trail. The reason, I said, is that I nearly died alone on Friday while they celebrated. That is documented on Instagram. It qualifies as a change in circumstances. If you question whether the beneficiaries are acting in good faith toward the trust or the family's interests, you may suspend distributions pending review, he confirmed. I put my phone down, staring at the hospital ceiling. Alone, betrayed, and finally in control. Do it, I said. Stop everything today. It's Sunday, Lawrence reminded me gently. Then first thing Monday. No more monthly payments. This will cause disruption, he warned. Good, I said. Let them feel a little disruption while I recover from mine. He promised to draft the paperwork first thing in the morning. After hanging up, I asked the hospital's social worker to arrange notary services. She said she'd send someone the next day. Then I sent a short text to Dad, just 4 words, and checked the trust account one last time. That was it. I powered off my phone and drifted back to sleep. By Monday morning, the notary arrived right on schedule. Lawrence had already emailed the documents. Trust amendment, suspension notice, change of powers. I signed each one from my hospital bed while the nurse checked my blood pressure. Everything okay? She asked kindly. Getting better, I said, and for the first time I meant it. Lawrence filed the papers that afternoon. Certified letters went out to every beneficiary. By evening, the monthly distributions were officially suspended. When I turned my phone back on, there were 116 missed calls and 87 messages. I ignored them all. Tuesday morning, the door opened. Diane finally showed up, 4 days late, wearing oversized sunglasses in counterfeit concern. Victoria, she snapped. What did you do? Had emergency surgery, I said calmly. You might have noticed it on your calendar. Oh wait, you were busy. I mean the trust, she hissed. Lawrence sent a letter. Payments are suspended. That's correct, I said, watching her composure start to crack. Why? You can't just stop the money. We depend on that. You depended on me Friday night too, I said. I was in the ER about to have my appendix removed. You were on a yacht. That party was planned months ago. And my appendix planned to rupture last minute. Life's unpredictable. We didn't know it was that serious. Dad knew. I called him. He said you'd spent too much time planning the party to miss it. He didn't tell me you called. Why would he? You were celebrating family, I said, letting the words sting. I saw the Instagram caption. Grateful for love and life. How poetic. Don't be dramatic, she muttered. I'm lying in a hospital bed with stitches in my stomach, I said evenly. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being factual. So this is punishment? No, I said. It's protection. Grandma left that trust for family who cared about one another. Friday night proved you don't. You can't do this. I'm the trustee. I can and I have. What about my mortgage? My car? I can't afford them without the trust. Then maybe you shouldn't have rented a $15,000 yacht. Her mouth fell open. How do you even know that? I work in finance. I know what things cost. And I know last month's distribution paid for your party. Tears welled in her eyes. This isn't fair. You're right, I said quietly. It wasn't fair that I went through surgery alone. That I woke up alone. That for 3 days no one visited. The only calls I got were about money. We were going to come. When? I interrupted. After the photo ops? After the champagne ran out. Victoria, please. Leave, I said, my voice steady now. I'm recovering. I'm tired. And I'm done. She left in tears. By the afternoon, Dad arrived. Victoria, he said softly, we need to talk about the trust. No, I said. We need to talk about Friday night. That was a misunderstanding. What exactly did you misunderstand? I called you from the ER. I told you I was about to have emergency surgery. You said Diane had planned her party for months and couldn't miss it. Then you went anyway. I thought you'd be fine. What if I hadn't been? What if I'd died? Don't be morbid. I'm being realistic. People die during emergency surgery. You just didn't want to think about it. That's not fair. It's perfectly fair, I said quietly. You're here because the money stopped. Not because you care about how I'm recovering. Of course I care. Your first message was about payments, not my health. That tells me everything I need to know. The trust was meant to support a family that truly cared, that showed up for one another, that visited each other in times of crisis. But you failed at every expectation. Because of that, I'm freezing all distributions until I can determine if the beneficiaries actually deserve them. You think you can judge us? I'm the trustee. That's literally my responsibility. Your grandmother would be disappointed. She'd be ashamed that her son chose a frivolous yacht party over his own daughter's emergency surgery. She'd be appalled that the family couldn't be bothered to show up at the hospital. She'd be disgusted that money mattered more to you than me. He walked out. Marcus arrived on Tuesday evening. Vic, this is ridiculous, he said. What's ridiculous, I replied, is that you're the third person from this family to visit, and you only came because the money stopped. That's not true. Yes, Marcus. Your record shows 73 missed calls. All about the trust. Not one asking how I was. I was worried about money. You were worried about money. About me? Then why weren't you here Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? He had no answer. I was at the party, he finally admitted. I know. I saw the photos. You looked fine. You knew I was in pain. Yes, but I didn't realize it was that bad. No. You did. Dad knew and told everyone. And yet, you all chose the party anyway. What do you want from us? Nothing. That's the point. I don't want anything. Not visits out of obligation. Not apologies because the money stopped, nothing. So the trust is over? The automatic distributions are over. If you need money, you must apply. Document your need, explain why you can't manage it yourself, and I'll review it. That's humiliating. So is lying in a hospital alone while your family celebrates on a yacht. He left too. I was discharged Wednesday. Took a taxi home, climbed carefully to my apartment, and finally slept in my own bed. Calls and texts kept coming. Pleading, begging, threatening. I blocked most of them. Lawrence called Thursday. The beneficiaries hired an attorney to challenge my authority as trustee. They wanted to claim emotional distress. Fine. I had hospital records proving I was alone. Could get messy. And it did. They almost ignored the facts. 2 weeks later, their lawyer sent a mediation request, accusing me of acting vindicatively. I sent back Diane's Instagram posts, timestamped, showing the yacht party during my surgery. The attorney didn't push further. The monthly distributions remained frozen. I restructured the trust, created an application process, required proof, and established oversight. If they wanted money, they had to ask, justify, and explain, just like they should have done for me when I needed them. 6 months later, I was fully recovered. The pain gone, the scar fading. The trust remained frozen. Diane applied for funds, I denied it. Marcus applied. I approved a small sum for his daughter's school. Dad applied, I denied it. They had finally learned what I had learned in that hospital room. That family means showing up. That love matters more than Instagram. And that celebrations ring hollow when someone suffers in silence. The yacht party photos were still online. 30 people in white, raising champagne glasses, celebrating life and family while I recovered from a surgery that could have killed me. They thought I wouldn't notice, wouldn't care, or wouldn't have the power to act. They were wrong. Now, when they check the trust like I instructed, they find exactly what they earned.